Hello and welcome to Click on Sports. I'm your host, Harry Kettle. Today we are joined by a very special guest. This man holds a 6-1 professional record and is currently working his way up the rankings in the UFC. It is none other than Tyson Pedro. Tyson, how are you today?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me on.
That's right, man. First off, how's life been since UFC 215 in Edmonton? And what's usually your routine or process of winding down after a fight?
Uh, I only had 1 week off. I celebrated my anniversary with my wife, so I spent some time in LA. And now I'm back on to training. I went straight back into camp, hoping that I was going to be on Sydney, so still waiting out there for that.
So now that you're kind of no longer unbeaten, are you almost glad that people aren't putting that pressure on you of maintaining the record and you can just focus on getting back to business and doing your own thing?
Yeah, everyone mentions the zero, but it was never a pressure thing for me. There's no one really in MMA like to keep an unbeaten record, so I was never worried about that zero. You never want to lose, but I'm just ready to move on to the next. I learned a lot from that experience, so now I've been training, like probably upskilling more than I have more than any of my other fights now that I've had this loss. So it's been a blessing in disguise, I think.
Yeah. So when it comes to fight week itself, what's the best way in which you kind of are able to prepare for a fight and mentally get into the right state of mind for it?
Uh, my body sort of knows what I'm doing now. Like I've done the weight cut a few times, so once I start doing that water loading, your concentration is so much on just making sure that weight cuts off. I'm not too worried about the fight. But my last fight, I was actually probably the most calm I've ever been. Uh, Probably a little bit too calm. So it's just you're always it's trying to just perfect that recipe.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was a little bit out this last fight, so back to the drawing board.
Do you feel like every kind of young fighter needs that moment where they realize where they have those kind of situations like you had in your last fight, so that they can grow and become a better performer in the octagon?
Oh, definitely. From all of my last wins, after I had my wins, I'll go and just come home, drink beers with my friends. When I got home after this loss, all I wanted to do was train. So yeah, you sort of get that different feeling.
In terms of fighting in Canada and the United States compared to fighting back home in Australia, what were some of maybe any of the biggest differences, and were there any kind of culture shocks?
Not particularly. I've been to the States a few times, but Canada was more similar to Australia than the States, I think. I really like fighting overseas. I've always wanted to fight overseas. That's been my dream. But now I'm starting to realise that I need to fight more at home, and we need to build up UFC in Australia. So I'm going to have to get a few fights over here just because I realise how much bigger MMA is over in the States and even Canada.
Is that a big kind of source of motivation for you then, wanting to build the brand of MMA in Australia?
Yeah, definitely. I probably only realised that in the last few months. Just even knowing that now we have Rob Whittaker who's a champion, and Australia is still not 100% behind MMA. It's still a little bit frowned upon. I think we've still got another 5 years until we're at the level that it should be, but it's getting there. I can't wait till it explodes.
Yeah, you brought up Robert Whittaker there. It seems like he's starting to be seen slowly as more and more of a bit of a role model for MMA in that part of the world. Is that a position you want to have as well, or are you more just focused on getting the title itself and actually winning the fights and building up that momentum?
Yeah, no, Rob's a really good guy, and he's got that role model role. I've never seen myself as a role model. I was always trying to be a better person, but I was one of the little rap bag kids as well on my stage. So now I'm trying to get to that position. So I'm just concentrating on fighting at the moment, and eventually I want to be in that spot. But that's a long way down the line for me. I'm just here about getting the fights and getting the wins and trying to build the brand in Australia.
Yeah. Now, aside from fighting, What would you say are some of maybe your favourite hobbies and interests that some fans may not know about?
Now you caught me off guard. There's, I don't know. I do a lot of random stuff. I like I'm really random. Like for example, last night I just went ice skating. I'll do. I just like always doing something different. If I see something, I'll go do it. Pretty much like a little kid. If it's school holidays, I'm the one that will want to go bowling with everyone, or go play aqua golf, or just random stuff all the time, or go get on the wakeboard. I'm always trying to do something different. Just I get bored really.
So, in terms of like that, wanting to do different things, can you? Because obviously you're still quite young. Can you see yourself with your MMA career wanting to do something different when you get maybe into your early 30s, or is this always going to be, do you think, your career path?
I'm always looking for what at the moment, I'm trying to really build my brand personally, just because fighting's not going to be a forever thing. So that's pretty much the only thing. I mean, the only way I can see doing something differently is maybe just on the business side, but that's definitely after fighting. My main goal is fighting, and always has been.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people don't really give the light heavyweight division a lot of credit, or don't give it much respect. But if you had to analyse it, say the top 15, what would you say about how strong it is as a whole?
Yeah, exactly. The whole light heavyweight division, yeah, it's probably thin at the fact that I was at 2 fights and beat straight in the top 15. But if you look at especially those top 10 guys, there are a bunch of killers in there. And we're in a weight division that's like heavyweight, where it only takes one punch to finish it. I know that happens in a lot of other weight divisions, but it happens a lot more in those heavy weight divisions. So I believe that's why the heavy guys have a longer career, because maybe they're not as feared on technical or skill, but any punch can finish the fight.
Now, you finished 4 of your first 5 fights through submission, with obviously your latest coming in November of last year. But you've also got a couple of TKOs and KOs on your record. Have you been working hard to kind of develop your game and become an even more well-rounded fighter?
Yeah, especially now after this loss to Latifi, it's been a big focus on just making my whole game more complete. I've always prided myself on being an MMA fighter, but I know there's still a lot of gaps. So we're just between the transitions. So I've always thought I've had a good stand-up, and I've always had a good ground game. A lot of people haven't seen my stand-up at its full potential yet, but it's just a matter of now having those smooth transitions between the two.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the entire situation going on now with Mark Hunt? Do you look at that and do you see him as kind of like a motivation, as he's trying to? It's kind of like he's trying to stick up for the fighters a lot, but obviously there's also a lot of controversy that's gone alongside that. Do you know him quite well?
Yeah, I know Mark. My brother-in-law is his main sparring partner, and we had the same manager. But you broke up a little bit the question, but sort of got the gist. It's hard with Mark because Mark's always going to do what Mark wants, and that's why he's the OG of the sport. So I've got a lot of respect for Mark, because he'll always say what's on his mind, and he won't let anyone pressure him into doing or saying what they think he should be said. So he's outspoken, and that's people like that, or they hate it. So,
yeah.
He's not trying to please anyone.
When you think of your dream scenario, when and where would you like to return to the octagon?
I was praying to be in Sydney, which is in 4 weeks. So there still might be a late call up. I'm back into. I started this week just as if they are going to call me up. So we'll see. I'll be excited if they do. It's my hometown, so if they need someone, I'll be there.
In terms of being active, there's quite a lot of fighters now that like to fight 3 or 4 times a year. Are you someone who will want to consistently remain that active throughout the year, or would you prefer to have maybe 2 fights?
If I'm healthy, put me in there. The more fights, the better. If I could have 6 fights a year, I'd do that. So as long as I'm injury free, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Now, finally, this is something we ask everybody. What do you think the next 18 to 24 months have in store for Tyson Pedro?
I'm praying for a big one as well. So I'm going to be training hard. I'm going to be going good. I see myself being in that top 10 easily within the next 18 months. There's new fighters I'm going to be. There's going to be a lot of upskilling. So it's going to be a completely different fighter to what in the last weeks.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, we're all excited to see, where you go from here. And Tyson, thank you so much for coming on today. Best of luck with everything in the future.